Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2018 biographical drama Bigger, the Joe Weider story. Now this is a film that is directed by George Gallo and it actually got quite an impressive cast. We have Tyler Hoechlin playing Joe Weider, and you will recognise him from the DC TV shows. He plays Superman in the DC TV shows. We have Kevin Durand as Bill Hawke. Victoria Justice makes an appearance. We have Steve Guttenberg makes an appearance. Let's have a look who else have we got. Robert Forster makes an appearance. Tom Arnold. A pretty impressive cast going on here, and some of those names that I've mentioned are only in it reasonably briefly, especially people like Tom Arnold and Victoria Justice and people like that. And what is this film about? Well, anybody who has ever really spent any time in a gym and taken it seriously at any level will know the name Joe Weider. He is regarded by many as the godfather of modern bodybuilding. And this film follows his life from birth right up until, well, we see right at the beginning of the film, the death of his brother Bill in modern day, pretty much. Well, I say modern day. I think Joe Weider died in 2013, something like that. A good ripe old age. And so, like I say, it shows his life from birth. He was born into a Jewish family. It shows he had a very tough upbringing in Quebec, Canada. His mother wanted girls. She got 2 boys. She was quite an abusive mother. And at a young age, Joe Weider gets very interested in the body and fitness and nutrition and all this kind of stuff. And he gets himself fit and strong, enters his first strongman competition, wins. His mother disowns him. His father, played by Steve Guttenberg, gives him his blessing because he's had enough, Joe Weider, and he decides to leave to go to America with his brother Bill. And while there, he wants to set up a publication, a magazine, that basically celebrates fitness, health and fitness, muscle growth, bodybuilding, everything you can think of. And in actual fact, the magazine he initially sets up, Muscle and Fitness, again, if you've ever really read any kind of health magazines, you've heard the name Muscle and Fitness. It's still going today, it's still going strong, and it was set up back in the 50s. I think it is the 50s, it might even be less than that in this film. And it shows the struggles he had setting up that magazine with nothing, and I mean nothing, only his knowledge and his passion for what he was doing, and setting up his magazine and setting up his basically his fitness company at a time when people didn't care about fitness and they thought people who were bodybuilders were just a bit weird. And it does portray that quite well in this film. There's a scene where he goes to see a bank manager about a loan for a gym, and the bank manager is a big fat guy smoking heavily at his desk, saying who'd want to go there, and get fit and go and get sweaty with other people. He thought it was ridiculous and they declined his loan. So it shows his battle really. He set up his own bodybuilding organisation, the IFBB, which is still going strong, and he created the Mr. Olympia competition, in direct competition with Bill Hawke, played by Kevin Durand in this film, who is portrayed as a pretty sinister businessman, who's the big wig, the big guy on campus, and Joe Weider has got to fight tooth and nail for everything that he gets. Tries to get kicked out of all the bodybuilding competitions. He ends up creating his own, the IFBB, and the Mr. Olympia competition, which is still going strong today. This is the competition that Arnold Schwarzenegger won 7 times, and he's still regarded as a legend in the bodybuilding scene, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right up till actually Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they do get someone in this film. Let me just find him now. They get a guy called Callum Von Monger to play Arnold Schwarzenegger in this film, and he's been compared, and he's a real life bodybuilder, he's been compared to the real Arnold. He's got the look of him and he's got the similar physique to Arnold. He's not as good in my opinion, but they do well. They get this guy to portray Arnold pretty well on screen. And that's it really. It goes through his whole life, and his struggle to get his fitness empire going. So what did I think of Bigger then? Well, to be honest, you may or you may not know, in my youth I was an active bodybuilder, and I even entered a couple of competitions. I was very passionate about the sport. I still go to the gym occasionally. I've had a few injuries, so I haven't been for a while. But it's something I was very, very passionate about when I was young. So I know about all of this kind of stuff. I read all of Arnold's books and encyclopedias when I was young. So I know the history of a lot of this, and there are some inaccuracies here. For example, it shows Arnold winning his Mr. Olympia at first time out. Well, that wasn't the case. So there are some historical inaccuracies here, but only if you really, really know will you really figure that out. It's actually quite a fun and entertaining movie, this. It's probably more enjoyable if you're into the gym scene and you know these characters, but it is a fascinating film for sure, and he does deserve to be remembered because he is a legend in the muscle and fitness scene, Joe Weider. So I'm going to give this film a 7 out of 10. It's well made, well acted, good performances everywhere, very, very well polished, and an interesting story. So there you go, guys, that's my review for Bigger. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on Screen Stars.